We know tips are being stolen, so is a DoorDash boycott the next logical step?
Xbox,
Twitter, Uber,
Postmates,
Netflix, MoviePass,
Google,
Facebook, eBay,
DoorDash,
Apple, Amazon, Airbnb,
The Apptrepreneur. Hey everyone, this is Kevin the Apptrepreneur, and boy, this feels so weird to be doing DoorDash videos all the time again. It kind of feels like the channel when it first started and all I was doing was DoorDash before I found a different company that I kind of, sort of, maybe disliked more. But not really. I've actually greatly disliked DoorDash ever since they first terminated me wrongfully, then let me back on, then terminated me again, and yeah, it's pretty ugly. However, this story where they've been stealing the tips, I've been talking about this for a long time. I remember first reporting on it over a year ago. Nothing really happened, and then it got brought up again and again, and now finally things are starting to move. And it seems like the public is finally willing to admit that DoorDash is a huge problem. And according to Mass Live, there's even the questions, should people be boycotting DoorDash? And this is actually a pretty fairly written article. It kind of goes through some pros and cons of boycotting DoorDash, so we're going to kind of look over it. So, in late July, DoorDash customers were shocked to find their favorite food delivery service was pocketing tips, although you wouldn't be shocked about that had you been watching my channel or, other people who cover this topic. The New York Times' Andy Newman revealed a number of concerns when it comes to the safety of driver people, particularly New York City. That we haven't talked about as much, but yes, crimes against DoorDash Dashers is actually on the rise, and it's probably worth talking about that sometime next week. And noted that on top of it all, DoorDash and similar apps don't pay delivery drivers what they are due. Customers were outraged by the revelation and questioned their loyalty to DoorDash. But DoorDash says it plans to change its tipping policy. Is it too late? For me, yes. For you, who knows? Maybe not. Let's look at what's going on here. Newman's expose revealed a number of problematic practices within the food delivery app world. He writes, "My own 27 hours were an immersion in the paradoxes and perils of a job in which making more than minimum wage requires the physical daring of a bullfighter and the cognitive reflexes of a day trader. I have neither. Despite the danger, delivery people expose themselves to in New York City, whizzing around crowded city streets, simultaneously listening for app updates and sirens. The average salary of a delivery person leaves much to be desired." During Newman's own excursion in food delivery, he notes that he made in just about $10 an hour, which is $5 below New York City's minimum wage. With this in mind, DoorDash swindling becomes even more egregious, Newman reports. DoorDash offers a guaranteed minimum for each job. For my first order, the guarantee was $6.85, and the customer, a woman in Barium Hill who answered the door in a colorful bathrobe, tipped $3 via the app. But I still received only $6.85. And then he explains how it works. So, everyone loves food delivered to the door, but refusing to rightfully pay delivery people is a serious crime. Whether the company fixes the policy or not, some customers question whether or not it's time to turn away from DoorDash altogether. As, here it is with Corey, all the $5 plus tips I leave for my drivers have been getting stolen by you, the corporation. Unbelievable. You should be refunding that. That is definitely fraud. Even though some people point out that technically you do agree to it in the terms of service, whether or not you should be allowed to put things like that in the terms of service. You know what? I'm not a lawyer. We'll let an actual lawyer discuss those semantics. But public outrage may be leading to positive change. DoorDash CEO Tony Zhu took to Twitter to respond, saying the model for compensating Dashers will change. He assures customers, going forward, we're changing our model. The new model will ensure that Dashers' earnings will increase by the exact amount a customer tips on every order. We'll have specific details in the coming days. Customers should support businesses that not only listen to customers and employee concerns, but do their part to rectify them. Of course, we don't know if they're actually going to rectify that yet. Even so, customers still harbor concerns about DoorDash's change in policy. Grub Street's Chris Crowley reports, DoorDash delivery people, the Times notes, took to Reddit to express concerns the company will lower the rate for deliveries, and I believe that is a real possibility as well. DoorDash did not offer the paper comment on whether it would change its policy on payouts to its workers. If this were the case, Dashers would still come out as the losers and DoorDash itself the winner, which is as it is designed with all these apps. Let's not kid ourselves here. Some offer a simple solution that benefits all delivery people. Instead of boycotting one food delivery app when many others have their own set of problems, help delivery people out by tipping in cash. Crowley reminds readers, more specifically, delivery workers for DoorDash and others apps aren't employees of those companies. They are independent contractors who lack the protections of actual employees and, in this case, do not have a minimum wage. Not that the delivery landscape was a worker's paradise before. So, yeah, that's... Boycotting these apps does not solve the problem at hand. However, tipping your individual delivery person in cash, regardless of the app you use, puts the power in your hands rather than the company's. This is true to a certain extent. Personally, I think boycotts do work. I mean, when people are unhappy about something and you stop buying it, the companies will usually take notice. However, I also know that, a lot of people are human. Sometimes they work a schedule. They can't afford to have DoorDash out of their lives. Or maybe they even need DoorDash because they plan company events and food and lunches. And so, as a result, DoorDash and probably by extension Postmates are very, very helpful for those people. However, you can tip in cash. Here's one of the problems, of course, though. How many people have cash in their pockets? I have $10 in my pocket, like two $5 bills. And I've had those two $5 bills for like probably months because I almost just never use cash. And I don't know anyone who does. Like some people I know don't even have wallets. They don't. They just use the Apple Pay or the Google Pay. Sorry, my nose is itchy. And so the idea of doing like tipping in cash, it's like, yeah, they might now be aware of this problem and that might be the most logical solution, but they just don't carry cash. And what do you do at that point? I mean, at that point, the only way to prove your point to DoorDash is to either not use their service or you just don't make your point. You use the service and the Dasher gets screwed. So here's what David Huey says. Tip your delivery people in cash, y'all. Hashtag gig economy, hashtag Grubhub, hashtag DoorDash, hashtag Uber Eats. So, yeah, that's my thing. So, should you boycott DoorDash or not? Let's go right there. Let's leave it there. I personally would say yes. I have not used DoorDash to deliver food to me on a personal level in over 2.5 years. I've just, I don't want to give them my money. And obviously I don't drive for them anymore. The only reason I keep this shirt is deliberately to piss them off so that I can make videos and they can watch. And some of you who at DoorDash know who you are. You still watch this channel. I know you do. It's got to annoy you that you gave me free swag, and what am I doing? I am wearing it while I criticize your piece of garbage company. I do that just to piss you off. And yet, if you're a customer, I understand the dilemma. Now, if you use DoorDash and you actually tip cash every single time, do I object to it as much then? Probably not, because at least the Dasher is getting their fair wages and DoorDash isn't getting any of your money. At the same time, we don't know exactly what DoorDash is going to do. If they lower the rates for the drivers just because, hey, we're being generous, wouldn't you keep the tips that you should already have, but we're being generous, so we deserve some of this, then no. Don't give DoorDash any of your money. Just do not do that. We don't know what DoorDash's ultimate long-term response is going to be to these complaints, and I am predicting and I am expecting that things will be much, much worse for the Dashers than they are now. Obviously, we don't know for sure, but I am going to assume that's the case. So, from my perspective, I say boycott them, delete the app, don't use them. I know DoorDash Postmates isn't a whole lot better than DoorDash, but I mean, at least I've always gotten 100% of my tips. At least I think I have. That's the other thing. I think here's some sensible regulation. When it's time to regulate companies, I think a third-party arbiter is going to have to come in to monitor whether or not tips are being paid in full or not. We need a third party for these transactions to go through so that we know exactly where the money's going, what's being charged, and what's being doled out. However, that's where I'm going to leave it. So what do you folks think? Do you agree? Disagree? I would love to know. So comment below. Like, favorite, share, subscribe. If you enjoy my videos, consider becoming a Patreon member. It's totally optional, of course, but even as little as $1 a month goes a long way to helping the channel run smoothly, and you get access to my Patreon's exclusive blog. If you want more content from me that is not rideshare or food delivery related, check out my YouTube channels at Kevin T. Rodriguez, the Apptrepreneur Vlogs, and Autograph Hound. If gas prices are getting you just a little down, check out the Get Upside app below. It's totally free, but you get cash back on every gas purchase. And finally, if you want to talk to Dashers like me and other fellow Dashers, check us out at the Apptrepreneur Hangouts on Facebook. And as always, blame responsibly. Have a good one.